Have you ever wondered why, despite all your hard work, prosperity seems just beyond your reach? Or why some people seem to effortlessly manifest abundance, while others struggle in perpetual lack? It's a question that stirs up emotions, deep questions about worth, and the feeling that perhaps the universe has forgotten about you. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking true prosperity lies not in your actions alone, but in your alignment with the universal energy? What if the secret to manifesting real wealth doesn't come from chasing it, but from learning how to flow with the natural forces of abundance? In today's video, we are going to explore the quantum formula for prosperity, a powerful and transformative approach that connects your inner energy with the vast, abundant field of the universe. This formula is not about getting more from the world around you, but about tuning yourself into the flow of the universe so that prosperity naturally aligns with you. It's about stepping away from the constant struggle and embracing a profound shift in the way you interact with the world. Joe Dispenza teaches us how we can rewire our brains to resonate with the frequencies of our desires, while Napoleon Hill's timeless philosophy echoes the importance of a mind focused on abundance. Together, these philosophies form the foundation for the quantum formula, a system where mindset, energy, and action align in perfect harmony to create wealth in all aspects of life. In this journey, we will uncover the deep-rooted beliefs that may be sabotaging your prosperity and introduce practices that help you realign with the flow of abundance. So let's dive in and discover how you can tap into your quantum potential, heal your energetic blocks, and create the life of prosperity you've always desired. Are you ready to co-create with the universe and unlock the doors to a life filled with abundance? Let's begin this transformative journey. The universal energy and your prosperity connection. We live in a world where energy flows in every direction, constantly shifting and moving. The universe, in all its infinite complexity, is built on an underlying force of energy that connects everything: the stars, the earth, the air we breathe, and even our thoughts. We too are part of this flow, though many of us are unaware of how intimately connected we are with this vast, energetic field. When we speak of prosperity, we are not only talking about financial wealth. Prosperity is an energetic state, one that can be cultivated and expanded when we align ourselves with the flow of the universe. Quantum physics teaches us that everything, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxies, is made of energy. What many don't realize is that our thoughts, emotions, and actions are energy as well. This energy can either flow freely, attracting the abundance we desire, or it can be blocked by limiting beliefs and emotional imbalances. So, the first step in understanding prosperity is recognizing that we are all connected to this vast ocean of energy, and by learning to align our energy with the universal flow, we open the door to infinite abundance. Joe Dispenza emphasizes that our brains are not just passive receivers, but active transmitters of energy. Through focused intention and meditative practices, we can change our brain's frequency to match that of the abundance we desire. Our thoughts create electromagnetic fields, and these fields interact with the environment around us. In this way, we are not merely bystanders in the universe. We are co-creators, sending out signals that attract the conditions and opportunities we align with. It's through this conscious alignment that we can manifest the prosperity we desire. However, understanding the energy within us is only part of the equation. The real work comes when we start to question, how often do we resist this natural flow? How many of us hold on to outdated beliefs about money, success, or even ourselves that block the flow of abundance? These beliefs, which often stem from childhood experiences or societal conditioning, create energetic blocks that prevent us from fully tapping into the universal flow. Napoleon Hill's famous concept of desire is crucial here. He taught that a burning desire, coupled with a clear vision and a strong belief in the possibility of achievement, is the foundation for manifesting success. This desire, however, must align with our deeper energy, the one that resonates with the frequency of prosperity. If our desire is clouded by doubt, fear, or scarcity mindset, we are sending conflicting signals to the universe, which results in stagnation rather than abundance. This is where the concept of energetic alignment becomes so critical. To manifest prosperity, we need to understand how our energy system works. When we are in harmony with the flow of the universe, abundance becomes a natural byproduct. However, if we are out of sync, whether due to negative self-talk, fear of failure, or past trauma, this flow is disrupted. One of the most powerful tools we have for reconnecting with this flow is meditation. Meditation helps us quiet the noise of the outside world and tune into the subtle energies within and around us. By doing so, we begin to align ourselves with the universe, reprogramming our minds and bodies to resonate with prosperity. This alignment doesn't happen overnight. It requires consistent practice and a willingness to let go of old limiting beliefs. It's not just about changing your thoughts, it's about changing the energy you emit. For example, think of a radio tuner. If you want to listen to a particular station, you must adjust the dial to the exact frequency of that station. In the same way, we must adjust our energy to match the frequency of abundance. But this requires more than just wishful thinking. It requires action, discipline, and trust in the process. Bruce Lipton, a renowned cell biologist, has made significant contributions to our understanding of how our beliefs shape our reality. According to Lipton, our beliefs are stored in our subconscious mind, and they govern the way our cells function, which ultimately affects our physical and emotional well-being. When we change these beliefs, we can directly influence our body's energy field, aligning it with the prosperity we seek. This is why reprogramming our subconscious mind is essential to attracting abundance. If we constantly affirm that we are not worthy of wealth or that money is hard to come by, we are unknowingly reinforcing those beliefs, thus preventing the flow of prosperity. At the same time, it's important to recognize that prosperity isn't just about financial gain. It's about a holistic approach to abundance. Prosperity includes physical health, emotional well-being, loving relationships, and spiritual peace. When we align our energy with the universe, we are not just calling in money, we are calling in a life filled with harmony, joy, and peace. Abundance, in this sense, is a state of being, not merely a state of having. It's about opening yourself to receive in all areas of life, not just in your bank account. One of the most profound realizations in this process is that we don't need to force or chase prosperity. It's already here, waiting for us to tune into its frequency. The more we align with the universe, the more effortlessly prosperity flows into our lives. When we stop pushing, stop controlling, and stop resisting, we create the space for abundance to fill the void. As we embark on this journey of aligning our energy with prosperity, we must remember that it's a process, one that requires patience, commitment, and a deep understanding of the energies at play. But with each step, we become more attuned to the natural flow of the universe, and with that alignment comes the abundant life we've always dreamed of. Prosperity is not a destination, but a way of being, a state of being that we can choose to embody every day. The fatal mistake of trying to control manifestation. Manifestation is a powerful and often elusive process, one that many people struggle with despite their best efforts. The concept itself sounds so simple. Think positively, focus on your desires, and the universe will respond. However, as many of us have experienced, it is not as straightforward as it seems. The more we try to control the process, the more we inadvertently push away the very thing we desire. This paradox is where most people go wrong in their journey toward prosperity. The key issue here is the human tendency to want to control everything. We live in a world that rewards action, effort, and constant motion. From the moment we are born, we are taught to hustle, to chase, to fight for what we want. And when it comes to manifestation, many people apply the same mindset. They chase their desires, constantly push for their goals, and become frustrated when the results don't come as expected. The more we try to control, the more we resist the natural flow of the universe, and this resistance creates a block in our energy field, preventing prosperity from entering our lives. Napoleon Hill, in his seminal work, Think and Grow Rich, taught that true success comes not from forceful action, but from creating a mental and emotional alignment with our desires. He emphasized that a burning desire, combined with faith and persistence, is key to manifestation. However, Hill also warned that impatience and the desire to control the outcome could lead to failure. This is where the problem lies. We often get so caught up in the how of manifestation that we forget about the why. The universe is not a machine that works on our timeline. It's a vast interconnected web of energy, and trying to force it into our personal timeline only causes dissonance. At the heart of the struggle lies the fear of not having enough. This fear of scarcity leads to behaviors that are in direct opposition to abundance. For example, when we focus too much on getting something, whether it's money, love, success, or happiness, we are unconsciously signaling to the universe that we are not already whole. This energy of lack contradicts the very essence of prosperity. Prosperity is about abundance, but when we are too fixated on what we don't have, we continue to attract more of the same, more lack, more struggle, more frustration. The fatal mistake many people make is thinking that they can control the universe through sheer willpower and effort. This is a misconception. We must learn to surrender to the flow of the universe and allow the process of manifestation to unfold naturally. Joe Dispenza's teachings on rewiring the brain are essential here. He explains that when we focus on the outcome too much, we are actually focusing on the past. Our thoughts are replaying old scenarios, fears, and beliefs, rather than being in the present moment, where we can actually create new possibilities. Instead of controlling, we must learn to release the need for control and trust that the universe has its own timing for when and how it will bring our desires to fruition. This brings us to the importance of emotional coherence. Emotional coherence is the state where our thoughts, feelings, and energy are aligned with our desires. This state of harmony allows us to tap into the universal flow of abundance. However, emotional incoherence, such as anxiety, fear, and doubt, disrupts this flow. When we are emotionally inconsistent with what we desire, we are sending mixed signals to the universe, and the manifestation process becomes distorted. This is another way that control can derail prosperity. We think that by forcing the process, we can make things happen faster, but in reality, we are only creating more resistance. It is essential to recognize that the act of manifestation is not about forcing or trying to manipulate the universe into giving us what we want. It is about alignment. We must align ourselves with the frequency of what we desire, which means allowing ourselves to feel the emotions and the energy of abundance right now. If we are constantly focused on how things will manifest, we remain disconnected from the present moment, which is the only place where creation occurs. The present is where we can feel gratitude for what we already have, trust that our desires are already on their way, and embrace the process of unfolding. Another key aspect of releasing control is allowing ourselves to trust the natural flow of life. Life, by its very nature, is a series of ebbs and flows, a constant dance between the known and the unknown. Trying to control every aspect of our lives, every step of the manifestation process, is a form of resistance. It denies the natural rhythm of the universe, which moves in cycles and patterns beyond our comprehension. When we surrender to this flow, we begin to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Prosperity, then, becomes not something we chase, but something that comes to us when we are in alignment with the universe. Bruce Lipton's work on epigenetics is another valuable piece of this puzzle. Lipton explains that our beliefs, thoughts, and emotions can turn on or off genes in our body, shaping our reality. When we are trapped in patterns of fear, control, and resistance, we are sending signals to our bodies and our environment that reinforce scarcity. But when we change these beliefs and shift our energy to a state of abundance and trust, we activate new pathways that open up opportunities for prosperity to flow into our lives. This process is not about force, but about choosing a different perspective, one that allows us to receive without fear. It's important to remember that the manifestation process is a dance, not a battle. It requires patience, trust, and the willingness to step back and let the universe work its magic. This does not mean sitting idly by and doing nothing. It means taking inspired action when it feels aligned and letting go of the need to control the outcome. True prosperity comes from a place of surrender, surrendering to the timing of the universe, surrendering to the unknown, and most importantly, surrendering to the flow of life. The quantum alignment technique for attracting wealth. We've explored the importance of releasing control and aligning ourselves with the natural flow of the universe. Now, we must turn our attention to the practical steps that allow us to realign our energy with the abundance that is waiting for us. The quantum alignment technique for attracting wealth is not a single action, but rather a series of practices that, when performed with intention and consistency, allow us to reconnect with the flow of prosperity. At its core, the quantum alignment technique involves attuning our energy to the frequency of abundance by intentionally creating coherence between our thoughts, feelings, and actions. This process is about becoming a vibrational match for the prosperity we wish to manifest. It is the alignment of our internal state with the external reality we desire. However, this alignment requires more than just positive thinking. It requires an understanding of how energy works, both within and outside of us, and how to harness this energy in a purposeful way. The first step in the quantum alignment technique is to become aware of your current vibrational state. Just like a radio dial, you are constantly emitting energy, and that energy is either attracting or repelling the circumstances you want in your life. When we are in a state of fear, doubt, or scarcity, we are tuning our energy to a lower frequency, one that repels abundance. On the other hand, when we are aligned with feelings of gratitude, love, and trust, we elevate our frequency and open the door to prosperity. Joe Dispenza teaches us that our brains are powerful tools in this process. He explains that when we change our thoughts and emotions, we are essentially rewiring our brain to create new neural pathways. This shift in brain function impacts our energy field, which in turn affects the way we interact with the world. Our brains are not just receivers of information, they are transmitters of energy, broadcasting our thoughts and emotions into the world around us. By becoming aware of our current state and intentionally shifting it, we can begin to broadcast the energy of abundance. This awareness is key. In order to align with the frequency of wealth, we must first acknowledge where we are energetically. Are we holding on to old beliefs that money is scarce or hard to come by? Are we experiencing feelings of unworthiness or fear when we think about wealth? These emotional blocks are the very things that prevent us from stepping into the flow of abundance. They create a misalignment between our desires and our energy, which in turn prevents manifestation. To overcome this, the quantum alignment technique encourages the practice of emotional reframing. This means identifying and transforming the negative emotions that are blocking the flow of prosperity. For example, if you find yourself feeling anxious when thinking about money, take a moment to acknowledge that feeling and then consciously replace it with thoughts and emotions that reflect abundance. Focus on what you already have, what you are grateful for, and how those things bring you joy. The more you practice this emotional reframing, the easier it becomes to stay aligned with the frequency of abundance. Once we are aware of our emotional state and begin to shift it, the next step is to create a clear intention. Intention is a powerful force in manifestation because it directs our energy toward a specific goal. Without intention, our energy is scattered and unfocused. But when we set a clear intention to attract wealth and prosperity into our lives, we are sending a clear signal to the universe. Our energy becomes laser-focused, and this focused energy is what attracts the opportunities, people, and circumstances that will bring our desires into reality. Napoleon Hill's idea of a definite chief aim is highly relevant here. Hill teaches that in order to succeed, you must have a single clear goal in mind and direct all of your energy toward that goal. Without a clear aim, you will struggle to manifest the wealth you desire because your energy will be too diffuse. The quantum alignment technique encourages setting a specific intention for your prosperity, whether it is financial wealth, a new job, or the opportunity to invest in a dream project. Once you have that intention, hold it in your mind and feel the emotions associated with its fulfillment. Imagine yourself living in that reality and allow the energy of that vision to fill you. With a clear intention in place, the next step is to take inspired action. Manifestation is not just about thinking and feeling, it also requires doing. However, this action is not about forcing or hustling, it is about listening to the intuitive nudges and insights that come to you. These nudges may be small, an urge to reach out to someone, a desire to research a new opportunity, or an inspiration to take a different path. It is essential to trust these intuitive impulses, as they are the universe's way of guiding you toward the right opportunities. Inspired action is always in alignment with your higher self, and when you take it, you are moving closer to your manifestation. It's important to note that the quantum alignment technique does not require you to know exactly how things will unfold. In fact, trying to figure out the how is one of the most common ways people disrupt their alignment. When we obsess over the logistics and timing of our desires, we often get stuck in a state of doubt or frustration. Instead, the focus should be on staying aligned with the energy of abundance and trusting that the universe will bring the right opportunities at the right time. Another crucial element of the quantum alignment technique is gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful vibrational tool because it shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have. When we focus on gratitude, we immediately raise our frequency and align ourselves with the flow of prosperity. Gregg Braden speaks about the power of gratitude in his work, explaining that it creates a resonant frequency that is attractive to the universe. By consistently practicing gratitude, we not only raise our vibration, but we also signal to the universe that we are open and ready to receive more. As we continue practicing the quantum alignment technique, we begin to notice shifts in our reality. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach begin to appear. People and resources show up when we least expect them. The more we align ourselves with the flow of abundance, the more prosperity flows into our lives, often in ways that are far greater than we could have imagined. Overcoming hidden blocks that sabotage your prosperity. As we journey through the process of aligning our energy with the abundance of the universe, it's essential to recognize that there are often hidden blocks preventing us from manifesting the wealth and success we desire. These blocks are not always obvious. They are subtle, ingrained in our subconscious, and often tied to long-standing beliefs, unresolved emotions, or past experiences. The real challenge in manifestation isn't always the external circumstances. It's about identifying and removing these invisible barriers within us that sabotage our ability to receive. One of the most common hidden blocks that prevents people from manifesting prosperity is the belief that they are not worthy of abundance. This feeling of unworthiness often stems from childhood experiences, societal conditioning, or past failures. Over time, this belief becomes internalized, creating a subconscious barrier to success. For many, these feelings are so deeply rooted that they don't even realize they exist. They may consciously desire wealth and success, but their subconscious mind is broadcasting a different message, one of scarcity, lack, and undesirability. This misalignment between conscious desires and subconscious beliefs creates a dissonance that keeps prosperity at bay. Joe Dispenza's work on reprogramming the subconscious mind is incredibly relevant here. He explains that our subconscious beliefs shape our reality because they govern the way our brain processes information and interacts with the world. When we carry beliefs of unworthiness, fear, or lack, we are subconsciously attracting situations and people that reinforce those beliefs. These beliefs, once formed, become deeply embedded in our neural pathways, affecting not just our mindset, but our behaviors and the opportunities that come into our lives. To overcome these hidden blocks, it is necessary to bring them to the surface and confront them. This begins with awareness. Becoming aware of the negative beliefs and emotions that are holding you back is the first step in breaking free from them. Ask yourself, what do I believe about money? What do I believe about my ability to succeed? Do I feel worthy of having wealth, love, or health? Often, these beliefs are tied to past experiences of failure or trauma, but once they are identified, they can be healed. Once you have identified the beliefs that are blocking your prosperity, the next step is to reframe them. This involves consciously replacing the old, limiting beliefs with new, empowering ones. If you believe that money is hard to come by, replace that belief with the understanding that abundance is all around you, just waiting to be received. If you believe you are unworthy of success, remind yourself that you have unique talents and value to offer the world. By repeating these new beliefs daily, you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind, aligning it with the frequency of abundance and prosperity. One of the most effective ways to do this is through affirmations. Affirmations are powerful tools for shifting your mindset and reprogramming your subconscious mind. By affirming positive statements about yourself and your ability to manifest wealth, you create new neural pathways that align with prosperity. The key to successful affirmations is to make them feel real and believable. If you affirm something that you don't truly believe, your subconscious will resist it. Therefore, affirmations should be rooted in self-compassion and gradual belief building, such as I am worthy of financial abundance, or money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Another hidden block that many people face is the fear of success. While this may sound counterintuitive, the fear of success is a common subconscious block that prevents people from reaching their full potential. This fear often stems from the belief that achieving success will lead to increased responsibility, criticism, or even loss of relationships. People with this fear may self-sabotage or procrastinate because, on a deep, unconscious level, they are afraid of the changes that success will bring. This fear can manifest in behaviors such as avoiding opportunities, underperforming, or feeling anxious when faced with the possibility of success. Gregg Braden's teachings on the power of the heart and the importance of emotional coherence are particularly insightful when addressing the fear of success. Braden emphasizes that when we are emotionally coherent, when our heart, mind, and energy are aligned with our desires, we can overcome the fear of change and allow prosperity to flow into our lives. Emotional coherence allows us to accept the changes that come with success, trusting that the universe is guiding us toward greater fulfillment and abundance. By cultivating emotional coherence and embracing the changes that success brings, we free ourselves from the fear of success and open ourselves to the possibility of true prosperity. Additionally, unresolved emotions from the past can create energetic blocks that prevent prosperity from flowing into our lives. These emotions, whether they stem from childhood trauma, unresolved relationships, or past financial struggles, can create a heavy, energetic residue that interferes with our manifestation efforts. For example, someone who grew up in poverty may subconsciously associate money with stress or shame, which can create a barrier to attracting wealth. Similarly, someone who has experienced heartbreak or betrayal may have difficulty believing in the possibility of abundant, loving relationships. To clear these emotional blocks, it is important to engage in practices that allow you to heal and release old emotional wounds. Meditation, journaling, and emotional release techniques such as EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, are all effective tools for processing and releasing negative emotions. These practices allow you to create space for new, positive energy to enter your life. When you clear the emotional baggage from your past, you create a clean slate for prosperity to flow freely into your present and future. It's also important to recognize that clearing emotional blocks is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing process. As you continue to grow and evolve, new blocks may surface, and it is essential to approach them with compassion and openness. The more you clear away these hidden blocks, the more aligned you will become with the natural flow of abundance, and the easier it will be to manifest the prosperity you desire. As we continue to unravel the hidden blocks that stand in the way of our prosperity, it's important to remember that the process of manifestation is not just about attracting wealth. It is about aligning with the fullness of who we are. True prosperity comes from a deep connection with ourselves, with our worthiness, and with the infinite abundance that the universe has to offer. By addressing and healing these blocks, we make room for the flow of abundance to enter our lives, transforming not just our financial situation, but our entire experience of life. As we reach the end of this journey through the quantum formula for prosperity, it's clear that the path to abundance is not a linear one. It requires not just external effort, but an internal transformation, aligning our thoughts, emotions, and energy with the infinite flow of the universe. The work we've discussed is about more than just manifesting wealth. It's about reclaiming our true potential and reconnecting with the abundant, limitless nature of existence. By releasing control, clearing emotional blocks, and maintaining a high vibration state, we open the door to prosperity in every aspect of our lives. Remember, prosperity is not just about having more, it's about becoming more. It's about embodying abundance, embracing the flow of life, and trusting that the universe will provide what you need when you are in alignment with it. The quantum alignment technique is a powerful tool, but it requires commitment, self-awareness, and trust. As you continue to practice these principles, you will find that wealth, whether emotional, spiritual, or financial, will flow into your life effortlessly. If you want to dive deeper into aligning your energy with abundance and continue transforming your life, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't miss the next video that will help you take your manifestation journey even further. Stay tuned and keep watching, as the universe is waiting to guide you to the next step of your transformation.